All right, getting ahead of myself there. South Africa joins the rest of the world in marking World Tourism Day today. The tourism sector is one of the engines driving the country's economy. The industry was badly hit, as you will remember, by COVID-19 due to lockdowns and travel bans. Now it is recovering and growing again. This year's event is at Constitution Hill in Johannesburg, a place that is steeped in history. The tourism community has come together there to celebrate progress and plan for a stronger future. The celebrations follow the successful G20 ministers meeting in Mpumalanga and the signing of the G20 Tourism Declaration. Let's take you to SABC News anchor Simpiwe Ngongwane, who is there live for us. Good afternoon, Simpiwe. So I imagine that gathered there is who's who within the tourism sector, reflecting on, I get the sense that we're starting to move away from using COVID-19 and the decline in the sector as the baseline, but are now talking more and more about strategies to continue to grow the sector.
Indeed, a very good afternoon. Indeed, a very good afternoon to you, Lasizwe. Thank you so much for joining us. The conversation is now moving from COVID-19 or recovery of COVID-19 into long-term sustainable development goals, especially in the tourism. And we're coming to you live from the Constitution Hill. As you said earlier on, is a place or a venue that is steeped in historical significance. And you'll remember that the Constitution Hill was once a very notorious prison that housed some political activists at the time, like Nelson Mandela and Mahatma Gandhi, but it's now, a living museum that is housing the Constitution Hill, the Constitutional Court, I beg your pardon, which on its own is a symbol of justice, freedom, and as well as the rule of law. So today we are celebrating World Tourism Day, and the weather is not the greatest. It's windy, it is cold, and it's starting to drizzle. But one thing is for sure, that can never stop South Africans from having a good time. They are having here. The energy is so much palpable. There's so much excitement. There's so much color. People donned in colorful outfits, which of course is a rich tapestry of South Africa's social fabric. And as you know, that we can never overemphasize the importance of the important role that tourism plays in South Africa's GDP. And since tourism contributes about 6% to the country's GDP, and it fuels a vast array of the different value chains like transport, logistics, hospitality, manufacturing, and so on. So the big question that we're asking ourselves today is, how do we measure tourism, not just in the numbers, but in terms of the impact, in terms of the innovation, and in terms of making sure that the lives of every single South Africans, live a very, comfortable life. And tourism, to Lasizwe, is not just confined to hospitality, to hotel and lodges. It is multi-pronged. It is multifaceted. It has to do with the artifacts of the country. It has to do with the culture of the country. It has to do with sector in the country. And earlier on, I spoke to Dawn Robertson, who is the founder or the co-founder of Josie, which is an organization really with a big heart, and is a reflection of how much of a big heart that South Africa has. And in terms of some of the products that South Africa exports to other countries, and that on its own, is symbolic of the fact that South Africans, especially in the tourism sector, are ready to take their products overseas and for. And now I'm joined by the founder of Mo and Essence, and she's going to tell us what her name is, and what her organization or a shop does. Very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to SABC.
Thank you so much. My name is Muloi. I'm a founder of Mo and Essence. I manufacture and I sell locally and hopefully internationally very soon.
And I like that emphasis on hopefully internationally, because that's the goal of every entrepreneur, to expand and to expand their produce, expand their shops, and expand whatever business that they are embarking on. So what is it that you think the government should help local entrepreneurs in terms of expanding, in terms of scaling, and taking their probably South African products to international markets?
Firstly, they should, I believe that they should put more emphasis on on funding the small business people, because when coming to funding, it's a bit of a struggle. It's most of the time you have been taken from pillar to post. Yeah, and then also looking into when we have your expos like your Decorex, so that they can be able to be able to pay for the small business people for the stands, because expos like that, they come very expensive. It should.
So you're basically saying that entrepreneurs should position themselves in terms of attracting attention on their services, on their products, by attending such exhibitions such as Decorex and so on.
Yes, exactly. Also by coming to the institution like this, also it also gives us exposure, it also gives us advertising your products, and also letting your products be well known out there. Yeah.
Ms. Moloi, great chatting to you. Thank you so much, and all the best in your business. Thank you so much. All right, that is Ms. Moloi, who's the founder and owner of Mo & K Assets. It manufactures a wide array of products. On the stage right now is the MEC for Economic Development, Lebohang Maile, and I just heard that him speaking about the importance of the small economic zones, of how those zones are a gateway for South Africa into the world. We're coming to you live from the Constitution Hill in Johannesburg, and it's back to you in studio.
All right, thank you for that, Simpiwe. You can tell Simpiwe is having a good time, can't you? Live for us there from the Constitution Hill here in Johannesburg, Simpiwe Ngongwane, covering the World Tourism Day celebrations that are being held by this country.